Hey, what is up, YouTube? It's your boy Tay Tiz, and I'm here with a video to kind of give some more of an informational touch with this video here. We recently had the PS5 event with them revealing the price and some of the other goodies that's going to be coming with the PS5, not to mention the launch titles, when it's actually releasing. They didn't give a pre-order date because, of course, the pre-orders had went live that night and the very next day for PlayStation themselves, actually. But one of the things I wanted to touch on was the kind of competition that they're giving to Xbox with kind of their version of the Game Pass, right? PlayStation is releasing something with the PS5 called the PlayStation Collection. And pretty much this collection is going to be, a whole list of PlayStation 4 games that are going to come on the PlayStation 5 digitally day one, kind of as a caveat for having PlayStation Plus. Now, one of the good things about it is if you didn't own any of these games, or if you're coming straight over from Xbox, or you've never owned a PlayStation 4 for whatever reason throughout this generation, just for owning a PS5 and signing up for PlayStation Plus, you get this whole list of games day one. Now, these games include Battlefield 1, Bloodborne, Batman Arkham Knight, Days Gone, Detroit, Fallout 4, Final Fantasy 15, God of War, Infamous Second Son, Monster Hunter World, Mortal Kombat X, Persona 5, Ratchet and Clank, Resident Evil 7, Uncharted 4, Until Dawn, The Last Guardian, and of course, The Last of Us Remastered. Now, out of all those games, about 10 of those are PlayStation exclusives, which are like some of the must-have PlayStation exclusives in the first place. So if you didn't own a PS4 for whatever reason last generation and you now buying a PS5, you are basically automatically going to get access to the biggest hits that were on the PlayStation 4 in the first place. Not to mention, most of the games that there's going to be coming out on the PS5 are like direct sequels to the games that you're pretty much going to be getting for owning the PS5 and having PlayStation Plus. Mainly God of War. We know that God of War 2 is coming in 2021. We know Ratchet and Clank is coming. We know that, um, just using our brains, The Last of Us 2 should be able to be playable on the PS5, and then you're pretty much going to get The Last of Us Remastered, day one on the PS5 too. What else we got? We got Persona 5. Persona 5 is, a good game to touch on if you like RPGs. They got Days Gone. I haven't played Days Gone yet, but that's kind of down the line. Now, knowing that I'll pretty much be able to get it for free, I'm not even gonna buy it. I'm gonna just wait for the PS5 to try that title. Same thing for Detroit. Um, I've beaten Bloodborne. What else we got? I've beaten Final Fantasy 15. I've beaten Infamous Second Son when that first came out. I own Monster Hunter World. I don't care for Mortal Kombat X because I play 11 already. I've beaten Resident Evil 7. So most of these games on here I kind of already done touched on, beat, or really don't care for. Like I'm not really a fan of like games like Until Dawn. So I'm sure I'm not even gonna play that. The game, The Last Guardian, I may try it out, but it's kind of dated in terms of the type of game that I want to go back and play. Now, granted, I like games like Shadow of the Colossus, and I think that's made by the same people, Team Ico, if I'm not mistaken. So it's in the realm of games that I already kind of enjoy, but I think I've moved past and kind of outgrown that genre slash style of gameplay. So the Last Guardian probably is going to really, I'm probably glaze over that and ultimately not play it. Now, if there's kind of that space in game releases and there's something that doesn't come out for a while, there's just games that's not coming out that interest me, then I may go ahead and try to actually pick it up and complete it. But as of right now, I don't think I'm going to touch The Last Guardian at all. Now, the thing about PlayStation Collection that really interests me is that it's going to really do something for people who buy the digital edition of the game, right? Because if you have the disc-based version, then they are okay. So I want to get out the way. They already said that 99% of the PlayStation 4 library is going to be playable on the PS5. So a lot of people who own the physical media, as soon as they get the PS5, they're going to be able to pop a disc in and go about it like that. But the people who own the digital versions, right? If you went nothing but digital pretty much for most of the last generation, then this is going to kind of add small value to you. But if this is your first time getting into the PlayStation PS5 for this generation in general for the PlayStation brand, then it's going to add the biggest value to you in terms of giving you an automatic digital library to download from and to basically start your journey off with the PS5. Um, Now, since it's being tied directly to PlayStation Plus, there's no telling what Sony's going to do in terms of going forward with this. Are they going to continue to add games to it? Is it going to kind of be like a pseudo Game Pass type of situation where, over time they release more and more titles to the PlayStation collection where, we start to get more than just PS4 titles, maybe PS3 titles, 2 titles, and PS1 titles? We don't know. It's something that I feel like we all can hope for, but I feel like they're mainly going to focus on the games that are immediately accessible. So mostly PS4 titles, right? Because they still haven't given up on the idea of PS Now from our understanding, right? It's still going. They're still kind of pushing the rhetoric that that's what they want in terms of their backwards compatibility for the PlayStation 3, 2, and 1 games. So it's kind of left up in the air with that. But I feel like it's something that they may ultimately do in the future after they get a good course of the PS4 games down. They're going to start trying to add the PS3 and the PS2 and the PS1 games to it to kind of give it that little extra caveat. Now, one thing is that since it's another digital library on top of that, is it going to be another situation where as soon as you lose PlayStation Plus, do these games go away? Or are you not able to access them anymore? Or is it just more so one of those things where just because you have PlayStation Plus and you got access to the PlayStation collection, now you technically own them, you know, but in order to get more from the PlayStation collection going forward, you need to have an active PlayStation Plus subscription. Now that's me kind of being playing devil's advocate and I guess trying to look out for from a gamer's perspective who wants to be hopeful that, a company would do something like that where they're kind of giving you the games for free in their own way, but it's most likely going to be tied to you just having to buy PlayStation Plus and go about it that way. Right now, though, looking at it from the outside in and from what we know going on with Xbox and what we have know going on with PlayStation, Xbox Gamer Pass definitely does seem like the better deal overall right now, especially with them adding the EA Play into the Gamer Pass. They have way more titles and way more games to play in general that's outside of just the Xbox brand. Now it stretches across the EA brand too and multiple other games that are third party titles and or Xbox only titles in the first place. So the Game Pass definitely looks like the better deal overall right now than the PlayStation Collection. I can only hope that the PlayStation Collection does add more value going forward, that it kind of gives people an even more incentive to play for PlayStation Plus besides the 2 games a month. Hell, that this may be their motto for how they go about the monthly game bonus in the first place. Instead of just 2 games a month, they just throw like a big old bulk of games at us at one time every month going forward, and what games they choose is to be determined, of course, if they're going to be uh, mainly PS4 only titles or they're going to stretch across multiple brands too. But as far as we know, man, the list is kind of for anybody who's played on PS4 this entire generation. But for somebody who may never play PlayStation 4 for whatever reason and they decide to get a 5, this is going to be a big bonus. Hell, even for people who did play PlayStation 4 this generation, but they may have stuck to a certain genre of games or they just never branched out or never tried out these games and now they have access to them because, they own a PS5 and they mostly own PS Plus to be able to access online for some of their games. It definitely can have its bonuses for people who don't play as many games. I'm gonna say more so the casual gamer, they kind of benefit more from this than somebody who has been playing, who considers themselves a hardcore gamer, right? But for a person like me, it really doesn't benefit me because I've played about 95% of this list. And the other 5% is games that I either passed up on purpose, I didn't care to purchase in the first place, or I don't care about in general. So it's good for people on one hand, and it's kind of like a shoulder shrug for everybody else. My ultimate thing, man, is I hope that we see more from it, and we see that PlayStation continues to try to push the idea that they're really trying to be consumer friendly with the way that they roll out these features. You know, just giving more value to it. Now we know that in the past, PlayStation Plus was free, right? And then they switched on the PS4 to making PlayStation Plus cost money, and then they said that the reason that they did that was for server upkeep and stuff like that, which all they did was take, a playbook from Microsoft and apply it to their console. And of course, people who mainly play on PlayStation, they had no other option anyway, so they're just going to pay for it. So now going forward into PS5, is it more so an idea to say, hey, look, we're giving even more for what you pay in terms of the PlayStation Plus subscription, and here's just more incentive to keep paying for it. Now me, I usually catch those PlayStation Plus sales where you can get $30 for a year. I catch those all the time. I think I'm set till like 2023. So I'm good for the next, couple years in terms of PlayStation Plus with uh PS5. And I was lucky to be one of the few to actually get my PS5 pre-order. So I'm definitely on that list, man, of people who will be having a PS5 day one, trying to give you guys the most content that I can with just day one graphical comparisons between what games look like on the 4 versus what they look like on the 5. I'm going to have the pickups that I'm going to have day one is definitely Demon Souls and definitely Miles Morales. Those are two games that I'm guaranteed to be picking up and playing. So let me know what you guys think down below. How do you feel about the PlayStation Collection? What do you think it does for PlayStation as a brand and for the consumers who, plan on buying a PS5, especially the digital only version PS5? I really feel like it benefits them the most. I feel like it's going to benefit them the most more than people who got the disc-based version, because people who got the disc-based version will still be able to access games outside of, having to buy the digital ones in terms of the PS4 back catalog, right? Um, are you going to be investing into PlayStation Plus more if you see that the PlayStation Collection is, bringing more games? Just let me know what you guys think, overall about this idea. Do you feel like Game Pass is still a better, um, challenge to what PlayStation has to offer? I see that they're trying to like push, some type of competition versus Game Pass, because they originally didn't. Like Game Pass versus PlayStation Plus originally really wasn't a competition. Game Pass was beating it out by miles, but now PlayStation is trying some new shit. So I'm all for them trying some new shit to kind of keep people invested in their brand, wanting to continue to spend money with their brand, and going forward that they continue to innovate and change some things with their system, and keeping people invested in the idea that they want to better their gaming experience, right? So let me know what you guys think, man. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll catch y'all later. Peace.